So today I'm going to be going over how to create or adjust the shareable 30 days of real estate social media graphics. For starters, I'm going to be doing today is just the 30 days of social media. You guys can check out my other video that dives into the national holidays stories. So for starters, you guys are going to be getting an email sent over to your email, obviously, that is going to link over to Canva. This is exactly what it looks like. It will have this name. It'll probably say your name and then 30 days of real estate. All you're going to do is go ahead and open in Canva, and it's going to lead you to this page here where you're going to want to click in. So for me personally, I'm logging into a secondary account. Let's see. Okay, so now you're going to be able to log in. If you don't have an account already, you will want to create one of these. You don't have to pay. There are different levels, so you can get the free version. The only thing that's different is just what you're able to do. So before you guys even dive into creating your 30 days of real estate social media content, you want to make sure that you have looked at the task list that I have on the website, because that's going to give you all the things that you're going to need to be able to personalize these to you specifically. Our main goal at Redefined Real Estate is to give you a niche specific real estate marketing program. So most likely, if you've met with Shay and I, you have at least a direction in that sense as to where you're going with that. So you want to take a look at that task list, go over there, get all of the information, and then you can dive in and quickly just get all these taken care of. So today I'm just going to go and do an example all the way through for one photo specifically. But I will show you kind of what it'll look like and things like that. So for starters, once you open this, you'll be able to see all the social media that I've created. So you can scroll down and you can see all the different ones. This one, for example, is a video. Super eye-catching, so when people are looking, scrolling, they'll be able to see that. Different ones such as this is my logo. If you have a different logo that you guys are looking to use, you want to trade that out. So all you have to do is click on it and then you delete, and then you can actually click upload media, and then you can click your device and then what your logo is, and you can input it in there. So for example, let's say I'll do vertical. And I can pull up, let's say, Redefine's logo. Plop that in here, shrink it down a hot second, and all of a sudden, now this is branded to what I'm doing. Very simple, nothing super, crazy that you have to do. We also have local market. So this, as you'll see in your task list, it'll tell you that you need to get updated numbers. This is a weekly, I think we do it bi-weekly in here. So you need to make sure that when you go to post these that they're updated numbers. And then you'll want to just make sure that this is updated as well. So there's right here, kind of hard to see unless you're zooming in, but it has a specific date that it's sourced to. So you want to make sure that you're updating that so if people see that. You'll be able to see this on the task list. It'll specify how to get that. You don't need to do anything with this one. We do have a lot of search ones. This is specifically because these are some of the top searches that people are asking. And so we want to make sure we're hitting that and giving information. So you'll have about, I think, 3 or 4 of these that you guys will need to do. So in order to connect with our community, our goal is to make sure we're highlighting things. So this is an example of if you're specifying in maybe a specific area, you could do some of the top restaurants that are in the area, coffee shops, maybe boutiques, thrift stores, whatever you'd like to do. If you're specifying maybe, let's say, in sports specifically, and maybe that's your niche, is dealing with families who are in sports, then you want to make sure that a lot of your information is geared specifically to that. So I'll be able to show you a good example of that a little bit later. So just kind of scrolling through a little bit more, and then I can kind of show you a full example. So this one, you'll change this out, and this is a personal photo. You'll just go in. You want to make sure that these are deleted because you'll no longer need them, and then you can go through and you can add one of your photos. So for example, if I put one just of me here, I can kind of double click on it and I can adjust where it's going. I can actually double click and I can make it a little bit bigger. You can make it smaller, but it might look a little weird. So I'm going to go through. I want to make sure it's back to the original, at least for you guys. So this is the listing of the week. If we have a listing currently in our office, I will go through and I'll pre-create these. As of right now, one, because things are going so quickly, and two, a lot of our agents have been dealing with buyers. We don't really have a listing. So your guys' goal is to find somebody who does have a listing, another agent, and promoting one of their homes. I've got some awesome ways for you guys to be able to do that. So for example, when you guys click on here, it says the exact date that you need to post them, and then it tells you what you guys will need to post. So for example, on this one specifically, I wanted to just mention it, is because so you can post, let's say we have an office listing, and then you could post this. Is there someone you know that would love to move here? This week listing goes out to address. Do a quick pitch about it, like 3-bedroom, beautiful, it's got a balcony, yada, yada, yada. If you're in the market for a modern, or it could be ranch style, contemporary home, I'm your guy or gal. Fix it to whatever you believe you are. Or if it's not your listing, then you can go ahead and post this. So, fellow agent just posted this. I'd love to be able to grab a cup of coffee, chat, and show you an amazing property. Here, and then you replace that with your contact information, as well as I always tell you where the best place to post this is. This just really helps you guys, gives you as much information as possible so you really don't have to think a whole lot about it. Here is the Wednesday. It's so important, and you guys can read all day long about it. But it's important to connect with your audience members specifically. So if you guys have people that are liking your page, you want to recognize that, because even though it's not that big of a deal, not a lot of people do it because they might think that it could be a nuisance. Do I want to hear about real estate all the time? So it's just important to recognize the people who are coming into your group. So you can go through, and I believe we do this every other week, and you go and you just recognize some new members that you saw pop in through the past couple of weeks. It could be one person, it could be 6 people, whatever you have. The next one is for testimonials. We have a couple of different templates for these testimonials. So you just go in, you'll double click here, you enter what the testimonial is, change the name, and change the description of what they did. If you have a photo, great. If you have a picture of the house, totally fine, but change it so that it is personalized. If you guys don't have a testimonial, you want to reach out to somebody in the office and we can find one for you, whether it's from another agent or something, but you'll just need to change kind of the verbiage and how it's laid out. The next thing we have is an open house. If you guys don't have an open house, this goes to the same thing as listing of the week. You want to share somebody else's open house that's having it throughout the weekend. And it's just a slight way to be able to mention that you're a real estate agent and showing that you know what's going on in the market. So even if you don't have an open house, it's good to find it. So here is another, instead of doing a hotspot of the week, you're more than welcome to do something like this. So for example, we're doing some stars. So maybe this is Steven. Steven is a carpenter. He came in and he did an amazing remodel. And so I want to go ahead and throw him as a shining star. He could be maybe an individual or possibly he owns his own business. So for example, here's some verbiage that I went and put in there. I had a recent pleasure of working with Steven during a recent real estate remodel. He was very respectful, affordable. Steven even left the room better than it started. Winky face. If you're looking to hire someone for a project type, then he's your guy. And then you'll go ahead and you'll share it on your business page, tag yourself, the company, as well as the gentleman. If he doesn't have a company, you don't need to tag anybody. So here is an example for a personal photo. So you'll take this, you'll replace it. I'll grab an upload here, just a quick example. I know I've got a weird photo in here of me looking at some listings or something. Here we go. We will plop in this one. So then I'd go in, I'd delete this, I'd go in here. Whew, the housing market is crazy. After looking at the houses today, I am excited to say that we're on our way for another offer. Special shout out to blank name of agents for joining me. Maybe if you have clients, maybe you don't have any clients, then you can kind of post something a little bit different. My second favorite part about real estate is creeping on the beautiful homes. If you're a man, probably not the best way to phrase that, so maybe saying being able to keep up to date on local construction trends. It's a win-win. Post on your personal page, tag something. You could do a funny caption. For me, I would probably say, whoo, the housing prices are crazy. So it's just trying to keep it personal. The more photos that you're able to do of yourself, the better. So this one is the listing of the week. This is just another template that I did, so you don't necessarily need it to look like that. If you're sharing somebody else's listing, you can do a quote, because this is something that people are more likely to share. And then you've got your monthly video. And then here's for the market update. You guys will need to go in and pull your market report. If you're in tier 1, there are some differences compared to somebody who is in tier 2. If you have any questions about that, let me know. And then towards the bottom, I just put a couple extra photos and stuff. So if you miss a day or you like a different template better or a different photo, you can use some of those. You can always replace any of the photos that you don't like too. So let's say, for example, maybe you don't like this one. You can go in, you can type, let's say, desk. Oh, didn't even spell that right. Desk. Oh, I got this all locked up. My bad. Desk here. And sometimes it helps if you have a picture and you're trying to move another picture, if you lock the screen on this little button over here, it'll make it so you can move this around without it trying to make it the whole background. So you can go in something super simple like that. It's a cute photo. Eye-catching, and then just put the redefined real estate stuff at the bottom. So those are just a couple examples of some things that you guys can do, how to make content your own and personalized. Let's see. So now I'm going to go through a whole process for you to be able to upload it. So I've gone in here, I'm going to delete this, I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to delete that because I'm going to upload something new. I'm going to take in here, I'm going to go to my device, I'm going to pull up a video that I have, just a quick video. Sometimes it takes a little bit to upload. Just going to plop it in here. Nothing super crazy. And then I'm going to go through and let's say that I want to add some fonts. Hello. Make it white. So one thing too is that because Canva is so easy, a lot of people tend to think that, well, now I can be a graphic designer because I can use a system like this, right? Wrong. So even though it is something that's easy, and yes, you probably can do it, but I see it time and time again, a whole bunch of individuals who are convinced that marketing is something that they can do because they can utilize Canva. It doesn't give you the expertise. So I have been going to school for 2 years now so that I could gain the marketing eye of what people look at, what people enjoy, how to where to put different fonts, what fonts catch the eye, what people can understand and read. So it's really important for you guys to understand that yes, you can go in and you can adjust a lot of these images and make them your own, but also be careful because you don't have that same exact eye that I have or that another social media marketer might have, you might put yourself or be creating content that's not targeting your audience. So we do a lot of research to make sure that we are capturing your audience eye.